Hey everyone, how's it going? So if you on the live call, I really apologise. I'm not sure what happened there. I am enraged by it, but I'm hiding it well. I'm going to buy myself a new computer this afternoon and burn this one tomorrow because it'll be therapeutic for me. If you're watching the recording, then ignore all that and imagine that never happened. So we're going to talk about curbing the snacking habit. All right. And again, if you were on the live call and you caught the first slide, I apologise, but it is where it is. So first of all, we're going to look at why we snack. We're then going to go into a few more details about things we can do to kind of underpin our snacking habit. And a couple of strategies and a 7-day takeaway to or a 7-day list of tasks I want you guys to do, and I'm going to check up on you. All right. So you'll all recognise yourself somewhere in here. So boredom. What else am I going to do with my day or my time? Replacement. I can't do or have this, so I'll eat this. Maybe I can't go to my regular social evening, so I'll replace it with this tub of ice cream or something similar. All right. Reward. I've had a hard day or a stressful morning, so I deserve this. Or procrastination. I'll just have this, whatever it is, and then I'll do whatever I was intending to do, whatever I need to do. And actually, just going back to the reward one, on the call, I was talking about the fact that this happens with exercise a lot. We reward ourselves for the amount of exercise we've done and how well we've done, how many calories we've burned or whatever, with more reward. So we exercise hard, we deserve a big reward. We don't exercise a lot, we don't deserve much of a reward, and we treat it like that. And it's a bad relationship to get into, a very dysfunctional relationship, because you start, you get into that. Oh, I'm burning myself out exercising, because you're exercising so much. But at the same time, you're replacing that exercise. You're seeing it as kind of punishment almost for snacking as a reward for your previous exercise. And it becomes a cycle that you just can't get out of. So procrastination, we covered that as well. And habit. When I do this or go here, then I eat this or drink this or whatever. So for me, again, I said this on the call, that when I go to a petrol station, habitually, I pick up a Yorkie. I don't want a Yorkie, but it's habit. It's what we always used to do as kids. We have some chocolate as a kind of a treat for going in the car, mainly because chances are if we were in the car, I didn't want to be there. So maybe we were going to my grandparents or something, or which, if they're watching this, sorry. All right, but in reality, all of the above fall into a category that no one particularly likes to talk about, but does need to be talked about. All right, and we snack for comfort. All right, there's no real two ways about it, especially now. We snack for comfort, and right at this very second, with everything that's going on, we need more comfort than ever, and we need it every day. All right, and food is one of the easiest ways to get comfort. So some of the things that might be happening right now to you, you're finding your routine's gone, so you're lacking any kind of like routine, your normal day-to-day how things go. You're losing structure. All right, so we generally have a structure where we get up, we spend a good portion of our main day doing something or various things, and then we have things in the evening. So we have our morning routine, our daytime routine, and our evening routine. They fit into a structure. All right, so we've lost both of those for a lot of people. Maybe your support network has become broken or fragmented. So you have things like clubs that you go to or social events that you attend that you're no longer able to attend. All right, just whipping myself around the screen here. Doom and gloom on TV. So every day we're hearing about how many people are dying from COVID-19. We're hearing about all the how long we're going to be in lockdown for, and all this. And you got sudden experts on Facebook who really actually are just probably sat at home reading other people's Facebook opinions about how long things are going to go on for. So that is something that's probably affecting a lot of you. It definitely affects me. Fear for the future. No one knows how long we're going to be like this, what life is going to look like after this, and even if we'll ever go back to a normal way of life. No one knows. So you've got that to throw into the mix as well. And this one here, which might be a bit of an oddity for some of you, we now have more time for reflection than ever before, more time to think about ourselves than ever before. And let's face it, most of us, if we're brutally honest with ourselves, spend a lot of our days, weeks, months, lives, in fact, distracting ourselves from ourselves, doing anything we can to not look at ourselves. All right. So you might find that some of these aren't applicable to you. Maybe you've still got your routine, maybe you've still got your structure, maybe you're not fearful for the future, but somewhere you'll find yourself in some of these. Okay. But what if we changed our perspective? So I've got rid of myself there, so you should still be able to hear me. All right, so what if we changed our perspective? So our lack of routine could become a chance to create a totally new structure or routine for your day. Okay, I think I've used structure in the wrong place there, but you know what I mean. Our loss of structure could be a loss of imposed structure. So who says you have to do certain things at certain times? All right, normally we kind of have this social expectation that at certain times of the day, certain things happen. Well, who says that, you can't have lunch at 11 o'clock now? Who says you can't watch the TV you normally watch in the evening at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Now some of you are going to still have, work requirements that you've got to do. But even, most people I know who are working are still working flexibly and have some kind of wiggle room in there. All right. Your support network being broken. Well, has it broken, or does it just need a new management style? Do you need to organize a weekly Zoom call with your friends? Do you need to organize a weekly FaceTime? And if it has totally broken, was it the right network for you in the first place anyway? Was it the right support for you? So it's time to assess these kind of things. Doom and gloom on TV. Now, this one, your inputs are largely, and I would go even further as saying almost 100% sometimes, your responsibility. So become ultra picky about what you let in. I put the word allergy there because you wouldn't go to a restaurant with a shellfish allergy and allow them to serve you shellfish, would you? I don't know why I picked shellfish. It's a really hard word to say multiple times. But like a wheat allergy, you wouldn't go, if you were celiac, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and allow them to serve you gluten-containing food or wheat-containing food. All right, so why are you allowing the TV and Facebook to serve you with negativity every single day? All right, it's your choice. Fear for the future. And this one, it's okay to fear the future. No one knows what life will look like, as I said, but you have to trust in the knowledge that whatever happens, you'll be okay. All right, whatever pain we have to go through the next 6 to 10 weeks or whatever, at the end of it, as long as you're alive, you're okay. All right, so it's kind of about stepping back and taking that kind of 5,000 foot view. So taking yourself above, like up into the sky and looking down on things and thinking, oh, actually, do you know what? Yes, I can't have all these things I'd normally have, but I'll be okay. And then time for reflection. So as I said before, most people spend their entire lives distracting themselves from themselves. And right at this very second, that is harder than it's ever been. It's really hard to distract yourselves right now. Now, this is the 5 pillars method that I use. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kieran, you've gone mental. There's only 4 here. And there's a reason for this. Okay? Right now, this is what everyone's focused on or worried about. Work. How do I motivate myself to work at home? Will I even have a job? And like, these are legitimate worries. I'm not saying these are not legitimate. They absolutely are. Learning and leisure. Maybe about if you've got children who are home from school now, you're worried about their learning. Your leisure time's gone, or at least it's changed. Maybe you're only allowed out once a day now for a walk with the family, whereas before you were going out to whatever you did boot camp, for example. Great example. Family and friends, your contact has gone drastically down, or maybe it's gone drastically up, and that's also a problem. I know a few people whose families are kind of wanting to talk to them every single day, and they're just finding it a bit overwhelming. All right, and generally, our freedom kind of gone at the moment. If you've got someone like, I'm very lucky, got a large outdoor garden, so it's sunny. I can go out and I can be in the garden, and life kind of still feels like it's got some kind of normality. But actually, that's not going to be applicable to everyone. So you've lost an element of your freedom. All right, but I don't know if you can notice that all those things we talked about there, that we're focusing on right now, are all, well, two things. Firstly, they're talking about lack, and secondly, they're things that we have very little control over right now. All right, but our focus is all here, and what I focus on slightly different. Okay, so I focus on 5 areas every single day. So number 1, sleep. Number 2, stress. Number 3, movement. Number 4, food. And number 5, water. All right, now take a second, pause the video even if you want to. Take a second and think about what the difference is between these 5 down here and these 4 up here. All right, and the difference is these 5 down here, I am largely in control of. All right, and these 5 things here are constants. These here will be with me for my entire life and available to me for my entire life. All right, these up here, they are things that are applicable now, right in this instant, that actually may change as I go through life. My work might change, what I like to learn, or my leisure activities might change. My family and friends, hopefully my family doesn't change for a long time, but my friends might change, and my level of freedom might change. These 5 at the bottom, I'm in control of those, and I can maintain my control over them. So this is where I want our focus to go. And you might think, Kieran, why are we talking about this? I want to know how to stop snacking. I get that, all right? But stopping snacking starts here. It starts with a focus shift away from the things at the top here that are causing us discomfort, to the things at the bottom here that can cause us to become more comfortable and more structured. Right? This is all about providing you with routine, providing you with structure, providing you with support network. Everything we talked about in the previous slides that is currently missing or fragmented, this is designed to get you back on track. All right, and I want you to all write this down. What gets measured gets mastered, and what gets scheduled gets done. Okay, because we can all say, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow, but we all know, every single person, I imagine is probably nodding along here, we all know that unless we actually write down a time we're going to do it, and we actually have to report back to someone on whether we did it, it won't get done. And sometimes that's, for those of you that have now transitioned to working at home, that's what I personally found the most difficult about transitioning from working out somewhere to working home. Is that at work, my boss is there every day. He'd be like, right, Kieran, did you do this today? Did you do this? Did this get done? Did this get done? Why didn't this get done? I'm accountable every single day. All right. Whereas at home, I'm like, oh, brilliant. Didn't do that today. That's fair enough. Oh, I've got to do that. I should do that. Nah, it's sunny outside. I'm going to go and lay down. And kind of, maybe things get done, but they get done over weeks. Whereas in at a job, they get done in a day. Okay. So what gets measured gets mastered, and what gets scheduled gets done. Okay, so looking at that, this is what I do at the moment. So I have a tracking sheet. I know my writing is awful, all right? But now is the perfect time to take control of what you can control, All right. So I do this every single month. I track the main things I want to track. All right. So, and you'll be able to see these here fit into the categories we were talking about earlier. So, movement, exercise. I track every day that I'm out of the house exercising, even if it's just a walk for longer than 30 minutes. All right. For you guys, that might be 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes exercise a day, whatever. But I track it with an X there. The next one, phone 9:30. So at 9:30, I don't look at my phone anymore, other than to set an alarm if I've forgotten, which I do sometimes. And that is a sleeping habit. So I'm supporting myself, exercise. So movement, sleep, reading. Okay, so reading is actually one of the, it's not one of the bottom level ones, it's one of the higher level ones. This is for my leisure time, basically. All right, my leisure time, my learning time. All right, coffee midday. So this tracks how often I am able to finish drinking coffee by midday. So I'll put a cross in there if I do it, and I leave it blank if I don't. And again, that is back to helping support my sleep. All right. Next one, bed at 10 p.m. How often do I get into bed and ready for bed? I might not go to sleep by 10, but I'll be in bed by 10. And again, it's supporting my my sleep. Okay. And the last two here, the journaling and the meditation, they support my sleep and my stress levels. So when there's loads of scientific evidence to show that when you write something down, when you write your concerns down, or even your to-do list down, getting out of your head onto paper is much more freeing for your mind than just trying to store it all up there. You forget less. You'll actually action more things. And it just helps to clear the clutter. All right, and meditation's a habit I've been trying to crack for years now. It's just difficult. If any of you that have tried it, it's not easy, but it is incredibly valuable. So it's something I do try and do. But you can see this week here, totally missed. Didn't do a single day. All right. So you can see from this, now I know actually, yes, I exercise pretty much every day. I read pretty much every day. Most of the time I finish drinking caffeine at midday. Bed by 10 p.m. rarely happens. Journaling, yeah, I do it roughly half the time. Meditation, I suck at. All right. So now you can see what I actually do compared to what I say I'm going to do. All right. And then you'll start to notice patterns towards the end of the week. So the start of the week, reasonably strong. End of the week, not so strong. Start of the week, reasonably strong. End of the week, not so strong. So I have a problem Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, that's a different story for a different time. But I struggle with my habit to break down Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, and you'd also notice, if you could see last month, that as the month goes on, it gets less and less and less. So not only do I have a problem towards the end of things, end of the week, end of the month. All right, and you can probably resonate with this yourself as well, because it's easy to start something, right? It's easy to do something for a couple of days, but actually sticking to it for longer than 5 minutes is not easy. Okay. So here is a 7-day challenge for everyone watching this video. All right, and I will follow up with as many of you as I can. I want you to track your sleep, your stress, your movement, your food, and your water every single day. Something you didn't see. Oh, hold on. Something you guys didn't see, sorry about that little blip back there, is that below this, not this X here, but below that, there's water. I track every day I get 2 litres of water or more, and that's most days. All right, so your 7-day challenge. Track your sleep, stress, movement, food, and water. And you do that in exactly the same way I did it. You just write down the date, or the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6 along the top of a piece of paper, and down the left you write sleep. What time is a realistic time for you to go to bed, but also a time that will allow you to get a good solid amount of sleep. Generally between 10 and 10:30 is a good place to start. Stress. All right, a good place to manage this is two different ways. One is to take your pulse, all right, at a predefined point in the day, but it's not always accurate. A better way is just to be honest with yourself. Out of 10, how do you score your stress levels today? Okay, and you can even go a bit further and put an activity in there you know helps reduce your stress, like reading a book or listening to a podcast or watching a film or something. How often do you do that? Then track your movement. How often do you exercise in the next 7 days? Then food and water. So water's easy. How often do you get 2 litres of water a day, which is kind of a minimum for most people? And food, you could do something like tracking how many times do you eat 3 meals a day, or how many days in a row have you hit your calorie requirements. And if you need calorie requirements, I can send you a link, or you can just Google calorie calculator, and it'll, most of them are within a good degree of accuracy. So whatever works for you. How many days in a row did you have vegetables with every meal? And yes, even breakfast, which might sound ridiculous for some of you, but it's what we do with our online clients. They're expected to have a vegetable portion with their breakfast. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, plan and schedule as best you can your work, leisure or learning time, family and friend time, and free time. So I'm going to show you an example in a second of mine, but plan in this time into your day. So maybe if you're working from home, or you've suddenly got no time, you're suddenly at home all the time, maybe 1 to 2 p.m. becomes your lunchtime, your lunch hour. You don't do any work or anything like that. You don't look at your phone. You make lunch, you have lunch. Maybe you spend 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. every single day reading for half an hour. Or, if you have the time to learn something new and the inclination, maybe an online course or something. When is your family and friend time? Now, it's a bit different for me because, my family, I don't live with my family. I haven't got kids. I've only got Mel here, and Mel's at work, most of the day. So I'm in a lot more control than most people. But if you've got someone who, wants to FaceTime every single day, maybe you have to just say to them, well, can we do this twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday or something, and you shouldn't have to feel bad for that, because, you've got to look after yourself as a priority. And planning some free time for yourself, some leisure time, some not even leisure time, just some free time where you haven't got anything planned, where you can be flexible and do kind of whatever you want. All right. Step 3: every morning or evening for the next 7 days, write a short paragraph about how you're feeling, and don't judge it, just do it. All right. And I'm not going to tell you why you're doing this, because if I do tell you, it's going to skew why you or how you do it. All right, but it just has to be, it can be as short as 10, 15 words. It hasn't got to be long. And if he wants to be longer, then that's fine. And it can be anything. It can be like, I've had an absolute terrible day, feeling really down, haven't eaten very well, all that kind of stuff. It can be positive as well. Don't judge it. Just do it. And then every evening for the next 7 days, I want you to count your wins for the day, regardless of how small. So it could be, actually, the previous night you planned on getting out of bed at 6 a.m. and going for a run. Right now, maybe you got out of bed, saw it was raining outside, and decided, screw that, I'm going back to bed. All right, even though you didn't go for a run, you still got up with the intention. All right, and that is a win. It's a small win, but it's a win. Now, most of us focus on the fact we didn't go for the run, but actually, what you need to start focusing on is that I did get up. All right, so maybe tomorrow it'll be you got up and you went out for a 5-minute walk, and then you decided the run wasn't worth it. All right, and for the next 7 days, I want you to use offensive willpower rather than defensive willpower. A bit of an Americanism there. All right, but I want you to use attacking willpower rather than defensive willpower. And what that means is that with snacking as a real and eating too much in general, if you try and defend against that, you're going to lose. If you attack it, you're going to be more successful more often. And what does that mean? Okay, when you're in the shops, your willpower is in offensive mode. It's in attacking mode. All right, so not buying the things that you know are your weak points is a win for you. Right, that is how you attack. You use your willpower in an attacking way. You go to the shops and you don't buy the stuff that you notoriously snack on, or you go for alternatives. Maybe you buy a packet of Snacker Jacks that are like 4 calories a Snacker Jack rather than a packet of Walker's Crisps that are 90 odd calories a packet. All right, yes, you might still snack with your Snacker Jack, but actually you're saving 90 calories per snack. All right. So use it in an attacking manner rather than a defensive manner, which is how most of us use it. We're sat at home watching TV, we know the chocolate's in the fridge, and now we're trying to defend against it. And it's only a matter of time before you find some way to give yourself permission to go and eat that chocolate. You know it, I know it, it's no secret. So you've got to try and use your willpower in an offensive or attacking manner as you go around the shops. On shopping as well, set yourself up to have the strongest offensive willpower you can. So don't go shopping hungry. All right, make a list. So have a list of things you need, and don't put the snacks on it. All right, go round the aisle. I mean, obviously at the moment you're kind of ushered around the aisles in most supermarkets. But for me, when I go to the same supermarket all the time, and I now write my list in the exact order I go round the supermarket. So I know that aisle 3, I don't need to go down because all that's down there is ice cream and coffee. Okay, I know that, so I don't go down it. All right, I order my coffee from somewhere else, so there's no reason for me to go down aisle 3. If I go down aisle 3, I am going to open the freezer, I am going to reach for that vegan Ben & Jerry's, and I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to eat it. All right, so that's where my willpower comes into it. If I can find the willpower to get past aisle 3, I'm not going back. I never go back in a supermarket. If I've missed something, I've missed something. All right, bit mental, but that's how I do it. Okay, so that's your challenge for the next 7 days, and I just want to give you an idea of kind of what my schedule looks like on a daily basis. Okay, and this is something I've been working on for ages. And you're going to notice something about it in a second. So this is this is a good example on a Monday, for example. So 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I coach, I do the boot camp. 7 to 8, that's my breakfast time. All right, so I'll make breakfast, have a coffee, and then between 8 and 9, I'll shower, maybe watch an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something, or Better Call Saul, or whatever you're watching right now, and I prep for my next session. And you'll see the little star here by the phone. I don't check my phone until after 8 o'clock in the morning. So I don't check it as soon as I get up, most days. All right, and notice I haven't watched the news here either. So I haven't started my day with the negativity of the news. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'll coach again, and then I'm coaching until 10:30. So coaching, and then I'll have a pre-planned snack. So for me, it's probably a protein shake and a banana. Okay, typical personal trainer's snack. And I'll do 10 pages of reading, and that's it. Just 10 pages. Takes me, I'm not a particularly quick reader. It takes me about 20 minutes, 10 pages, that's done. And then my reading habit is ticked off. All right. I might go for a run or cycle, typically between 11 and 12. And then I'll have lunch between 12 and 1 and my final coffee of the day. Now notice that absolutely no work, aside from the coaching, no actual technical work has happened yet. Now I'm in a lucky position that I can structure my day like this. Maybe you can't. But the thing about all this down here is this is making sure that I personally am in the absolute best frame of mind and best position to have a really good working afternoon. So there I've got 6 hours of work and coaching solid. All right, so this here is all setting me up for this. All right, the 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. slot. And at 7 p.m. I'll cook and have dinner. I may message a few clients or do a few follow-ups. At 8 p.m. work time is off. I watch TV, catch up with my partner Mel, and then 9 to 9:30 my phone goes off or goes on airplane mode. 10 p.m. onwards, bed. Now that is a perfect day. Rarely does it go like that, but generally from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at least I'm working, and generally from 9:30 to 12 is kind of me time. All right, and these might be interchangeable. So I might, rather than watch TV in the 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. slot, I might catch up with some friends. All right, I might I might attempt a meditation session between 3 and 3:30, having a break from work. It depends kind of what my workload's like. All right, but that's an example of kind of how I do it. All right, and that's kind of it. So this is a bit different from what you maybe were expecting, and I hope you find it resonates with you. The let's go right back through. This will be available to all of you if you want it. But this here, try and get your structure for your day written down like this. In fact, I would, if I had more space, I would have broken it down into half an hours. So break it down into half an hours, and I very quickly see where my time is. And I think, but Bill Gates breaks his day into 15-minute segments. That's really, I mean, that's like super organized. I mean, I'm not sure I could do that. But actually, it allows you to put things in a certain structure. And I'll finish off by saying this: not everyone you live with, or everyone or your friends, are not going to understand why you're doing this. All right, my friends think I'm mental, but it keeps me sane, it keeps me organized, and it keeps me reasonably productive at home. It helps me avoid the snacking, and make sure that I get what I need, in terms of these here. My sleep, my stress, movement, food, and water, and they underpin these things here. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this 5 pillars model. Draw it, write it down, and yeah, have a go at your 7-day challenges, and I will follow up with all of you and find out how it went. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Any comments, give me a shout. Apologies again for those of you that were on the live that didn't get the recording, or didn't work. Hopefully the recording, it has worked for you. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.